Hi, friends and fellow intuitive academics. My name is Shelley, and I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your academic journey. And this reading in particular, I think, will intertwine with those who are students, those who are going through that educational journey, and those who are not as well. I felt that I wanted to do a reading about you are being guided to blank. What is it that you're being guided to? Possibly you're feeling the nudges, seeing the signs, but you're not quite clear on what you're being guided to. And I had this idea, it's an experiment, but I want to do pick a card twice. So we're going to do a selection between three cards first that come out in this deck. We'll do a reading with those three different cards, and from those three piles, um, there will I'm trusting, there will be shown to me maybe two or three more cards to pick again, and then it's like we will go into more detail in those directions within each of the piles. So you're on this journey with me. I've never done this before. I'm hoping for the best. I'm kind of excited to see what happens, but let's just start by pulling out our three decks, our three piles, and seeing what message will come through on this adventure that we're on. So you are being guided to blank, and the first card we have is the Wolf card, number 38. The second card we have is the Waning Gibbous Moon, number 5. And the last card we have is Return to Source, number 30. So I'll give you some time to reflect on the imagery, the energies of each card, along with the shapes and the textures, colors of the stones they're paired with. And then I'll see you in your pick card chapter next. Hi, Wolf card chapter. So I was reading about your card here, the wolf, and I want to give you some time to really examine it. And it was all about knowing who you trust. So the affirmation is, I know who I trust. And so it's a bit about like finding your pack, knowing who's in your pack, trusting your pack. Trust is the key word here, and using your intuition to navigate others, social life, other partnerships, other people. So this is all about using your intuition and knowing who to trust. And so I want to kind of draw our tarot cards to see what the bigger story is behind this affirmation. I know who I trust, and kind of what are you being guided to within that. So we have the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Tower reversed. So I'm going to start there. The Queen of Cups is really matching me with the figure in the wolf. So you're in a situation here that is upsetting your balance. So I'm seeing it like this. This is you trying to hold the balance of everything. And this looks like it could be like a work or a school situation between you as an individual and like the broader institution or the people within it. There's like a balance between sharing your voice and like throwing yourself into the burning building, so to speak. and like getting yourself out of there. Do you see how there's a crown here in the tower, as well as the crown the Queen of Cups is wearing? There's something there with like your position, and possibly like balancing your position with your allegiance to the institution and your allegiance to your own morals. So this is the situation I'm seeing coming through. And I want to ask the next layer, what is it that you're being guided to within this situation? The World reversed, Three of Swords, and Seven of Cups reversed. There's like disillusionment happening with this institution that you're at. And it's kind of like you're seeing the true colors come forth now, because there was some major event that kind of brought things to a head. There's definitely a lot of personal pain around this for you. A lot of disappointment and like wounding to your spirit. Your whole world is upside down. Do you see how like it's matched with the Two of Pentacles? You're trying to keep the balance, you're trying to hold it together, but it's like you're juggling upside down. It just feels like such an impossible task. You're doing it, but it's very difficult and it's like unsustainable. What are you being guided to? You're being guided to end this chapter. Basically, like, cut your losses. Stop putting yourself at risk, or stop sacrificing yourself. This whole situation is turning your Queen of Cups energy upside down. It's compromising your power and your abilities. It's draining you emotionally. Coming back to this message, I know who I trust. The other side of that is you know who you don't trust, right? And if you look around yourself and you don't trust anyone and you have no pack, which is sort of what I'm feeling from the situation, then it's a place with no trust. And what can you build on from that? What do you have? You know, they say trust is everything, right? Okay, I want to bring in two more decks to see what message is possibly happening with that can help kind of illuminate safety right next to the Tower reverse card. You're being guided to safety. Whatever is popping up in your life and you feel like it's intervention, you feel like it's a sign, it's leading you to safety. Excuse me, I got the sniffles suddenly. And let's pull another card. The Page of Pentacles. When life gives you lemon, make enchanted lemonade. I feel like that should be in upright. You're being thrown lemons with the situation. You're being guided to safety, and you're also being guided to turn those lemons that heartbreak, that disappointment, the disillusionment, the broken trust, the broken relationship with the institution, your ambivalence over your role in that institution, and who you are as a person. You're being guided to change all of that around into standing for something beautiful and magical. And you see how the Page of Pentacles is like they have their own lemonade stand? I always take this to be like the starting a new business, like starting an entrepreneurship, becoming a consultant, like going your own way. It's like you took a skill, like say this figure learned how to make lemonade from her grandmother's lemonade business, but she wanted to add her own twist, which is like cucumbers, it looks like in here or something. It's like you learned a skill from this corporation, this institution that you can take, and it's like cutting your losses and starting your own thing from it. Yeah, you're being led to safety with this. This is really cool. There's something instinctual here that like you've sniffed out who you can trust and who you can't. Yeah. Okay, I want to say next that I feel ready to pull 3 cards to continue the reading. So if there were one of these 3 cards that spoke to you, the Queen of Cups, and we'll take her in reverse, the Safety card, and the Page of Pentacle cards. So I'll give you a minute to think about that, and then I'll start the next set of readings. And same thing, you can go ahead and click ahead to whichever ones you choose. Welcome back, Queen of Cups group. Welcome back, the Wolf group. I should probably keep this here still. And now we're narrowing in your message on to the Queen of Cups card. And I felt compelled to put her in upright. So that I feel like we're going to get advice on how you can step back into your power as the Queen of Cups. So yeah, that's the reason. We're going to get more guidance first from these cards to narrow in on your message of what are you being guided to. So we have the 9 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. I need to read you the messages in each because I feel they're relevant. Live in a state of constant gratitude with the 9 of Cups. Let me show you that. 4 of Wands says family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. The word safe again coming up. And 3 of Pentacles says, what's the saying? Teamwork makes the spell work. So the first thing I noticed was these were all beautiful cards in the upright, but the 3 of Pentacles isn't in the upright, meaning it is your team, your work related or study related team that's not working out for you, that you're being guided away from. And instead, the encouragement is to embrace those who are less like colleagues and more like family to you. It could be your family, however you define your family, but it could also be like a feeling of kinship that like you have a certain set of people that you might not like technically define as your family, but you treat them like family. They feel like family to you. You include them in your life as if family. A place where you belong, you feel comfortable and safe. And the Nine of Cups really strikes me similar with a similar message about similar to the Page of Pentacles, about striking off on your own. You gained a lot from the situation. Let's say it was a job. You gained whatever skills you need to set off on your own now and do your own thing. Build from that. And it's going to be very good for you emotionally and on your life path, but also successful. So like whatever success you feel you were not attaining, or there was a loss in this situation you're going to feel the opposite when you leave. You're going to feel you're going to like recover that sense of success that you felt you were missing. Yeah, so your branch message is all about stepping back into this empowerment with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a great communicator, is a great artist, is someone who can express herself fluidly, and can connect empathically through emotions. She understands her own emotions and others' emotions as well, and it all just kind of flows together. And so it lines up very well with these two harmony cards and the pack, right? There's three different kinds of emotional harmony being embraced here. These are all things that you have in your life still, even though this one was at a loss. The work harmony didn't really happen. That's only one out of the four. You have this sense of like connection, like having your instincts. Also very Queen of Cups-ish. You have the connection to nature and animals. If you have like a pet companion, you have the people who are like in it with you for the long haul, you know, the ones who feel like family. This is where your power is. This is where you're being guided to. Again, the original message was about being guided to safety, right? And to striking off on your own. And this specific branch of that reading is about embracing the power, empowering yourself again with what you have that's so valuable in your life still, because that's going to lift you up as you get out. So that was your branch reading from the main branch reading. If you were drawn to another one, please feel free to check that out. If you're being drawn to it probably means that you have a message there too. And I would love to hear what you thought of this little experiment, if it can be improved in any way. But it's kind of fun for me too. So still undecided, but anyways, hoping that you continue to work with love. If you liked this reading, please hit the like button. If you have a thought to share or a question to ask, please use the video space for that. And please subscribe, because I would love to see you back for more guidance, and take care. Hi again, Wolf Pack. And you decided on the branch of the eel and iris with safety. And so I'm going to set off on your reading with this deck of cards. I'm going to continue with the Sacred Cycles cards and see what your more specific message is that comes from this. So we have the 13 moons. I'm going to take it upright. The fox. And solar eclipse. So I felt drawn to start with the fox, and the affirmation here is I can sense what is in alignment for me. And again, this wolf card was I know who I trust, and I can't help but notice that they're both animals kind of leading the way. So the fox is all about like hunting, like pursuing a path, and it's about kind of intense focus and patience in pursuing that path. So you are, again, being led to safety. This was the second card you chose. And you're being led to pursue that path to safety with intense patience and focus. It says here, fox sets their sights on a particular hunt and tracks it with calm certainty and concentration. You're being reminded of ways you can explore an interest by beginning with curiosity. So taking a slow and steady approach, just begin by exploring your curiosity, seeing where it may lead you. And again, in the first part of the reading, it looked to be that you were being led to branch off on your own away from this group or job or corporation, institution, and start doing your own thing, actually, like maybe starting your own business or starting your own consultancy. So the advice here is to take it slow. And you have like 4 different foxes going in this cycle. It makes me think of 4 months or 4 seasons. So 1 year. The 13 moons also speaks to 1 year. So this could be like a 1 year process, a 1 year like exit for you. Just slow and methodical, removing yourself from the situation. And then there are some solar eclipses coming up in 2014, which is the year I'm recording this, but this is also timeless. So you can look at the solar eclipses ahead or just behind when you're watching this for clues as to what's significant. So there's significant timing in the solar eclipses to do with your exit to safety. So it could be you set your eyes on those dates as you could set it as a goal. If it's a year away from when you're watching now, you can use it as a confirmation. Say like you get a certain offer to start start a business, start a pursuit, and that date happens to fall around the eclipse. That could be used as a confirmation in that way. Yeah, so your message is all about timing and pace. So take it slow and steady. Start by exploring your curiosity, relying on your gut instinct. Know that you're protected and you're being guided to safety, and this will unfold over the course of a year. Wishing you so much luck with that. I would love to hear if you have any thoughts on this new format, if it's working for you or how it can change. If you like the reading, please hit the like button. If you have a thought or a question about the reading, then please put it in the comment space. I'd be happy to read it, and I would love for you to subscribe and see you back here for more guidance in the future. And with that, hoping you continue to work with love. Hi again, Wolf Group, and this is your second pick, the Page of Pentacles. And so we're going to use this deck, the Woodland Wardens, to continue on what's that specific branch of the message that you need to hear. Let's grab some more cards to do with that and see what message unfolds. Whoa, a little messy. One more shuffle. Okay. So we're getting home, guardianship, the wolf again. Wolf message is emphasized in this branch of the reading. And boundaries, the porcupine and anemone. Home is in this Page of Pentacles card as well. There's something about reaching into the home and using that as a source of knowledge and strength to take you to this next part of your journey. Guardianship, I want to actually read the description here. Oh wow, that's so creepy. I opened right to it. I'm going to read the whole thing in that case. The wolf travels in a pack, protecting its family and community. Like the hound, the wolf signifies loyalty and commitment. Relatedly, the rosehip is a source of food, but also a symbol of love, as is the berry produced by the rose plant. Its combined associations with nourishment and affection make it an emblem of familial love and care. Family again, family and home coming up, and that root of care. You are called to be a mentor. Who among your pack might you need to counsel? Take leadership. Oh, how could I not associate the wolf with leadership? Of course. Take leadership. Taking a leadership role in community activism is another way to lead like the wolf. You are at a crossroads and in need of guidance. Advice from a trusted friend or family member may help you find your way. I think the second one would very much apply to you because you are at this crossroads, right, where you're leaving a situation. Yeah, think about who you turn to for help. And yeah, the wolf with the wolf pack, connecting with people you trust. Through your instinct, you know who to trust, you know who you don't. That's going to lead you very well. It's very interesting about your source of strength coming from the home and the community, but also your work being related about protecting the community and the home. So there's something there that's significant to you. Home, I have to say, comes up 3 times in these cards. And then boundaries, I really want to relate that to the home as well, your home boundaries. They're guarding the boundaries. Like, it could be very literal for you that you're like trying to protest gentrification of your neighborhood, something like that. Trying to save an old heritage building that's going to be torn down. Trying to protect the resources of those in your community instead of them being defunded, something like that. Something with the rose hip, because rose hip makes a great drink, just like lemonade. So it's something about like using the what's naturally around you to make something different, to make something elevated. If that's relevant to this idea you have for starting your own business, for setting off on your own, you're surrounded by natural resources that just take a little bit of water and fire to become a product to sell, a glass of tea. Yeah. So I'm going to sum it up there, and I think the key messages here were all about the home. Sorry, I just noticed that this was number 38. So you're starting with 38 and you're capping at 38. So that might be significant to you. Might be 38. This might happen within the whole year that you're 38. If you're like just turning 38, something to do with 38, it would be significant to you. But drawing your strength from the home and your community, and working directly back in your community, turning a bad situation to something magical and beautiful, that's service related, service oriented, community oriented. That's very beautiful. You're on a beautiful um, path with this. And it does sound hard, and I'm like wishing you the best with it, but it looks so beautiful ahead from what I'm seeing. So I'm wishing you so much love on that journey, hoping you continue to work with love. Let me know if you liked this format or not. If you have any other thoughts or questions, feel free to put them in the comment space. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this reading, and I would love to see you back here for more guidance. So if you feel like subscribing, please do so, because I would love to give you more readings. Hi, Waning Gibbous Moon Pile. So you were drawn to this card, the number 5, Waning Gibbous Moon, and this dark circular stone. It actually has a cool shape. I want to show it to you. This was my phase of buying crystals that I was just drawn to, and I had no idea what they were. I just went into a shop, picked them up, and left, and well, paid for them and left. So I kind of like the mystery of not knowing what it is, but if you have a hunch, you can tell me as well. But um, it has this little like flaring out in the middle, which I love. And it kind of like feels like it echoes the circle in the moon here as well. So I think that's a really cool matchup. I was reading up on the card's interpretation, and the affirmation is, I am ready to let go. So you are being guided to letting go of something, but also it could be many things associated with like a previous phase of life that you're transitioning out of. I want to read you some really interesting sentences. I think that will give you clues. It says, the vision that you are calling in for your soul's next iteration of growth is so expansive that space must be made for it. So it's like something you can't even like imagine yet. And so to make space for that, you have to kind of clear the cache of what your previous iterations of life have stored in you. So this can be many things. It could be like old habits based on outdated patterns, beliefs, or ways of being. And it says that these habits have served you, even if their sole purpose was to keep you feeling safe, and have undoubtedly been essential on your journey. The invitation now is to thank them for their service and send them on their way. It almost looks like the figure here is sending gratitude and sending those old patterns out, and it's like they're essentially structuring the new growth that is coming in, particularly with the lotus shaped blossom at the top, which is all about like ascension and transformation associated with Buddhism. So I see these vines as like a core support for your next phase. They played their role, they're still there, but you can also just like let them stay in their lane, because you're making space for something much greater than you even see yet, which is beautiful. And this bird to me looks like a hummingbird, so I don't know if that's significant to you personally as well. So, yeah, we're going to do the reading. We're going to ask first, what are you being guided to? And then you're going to pick another card from the reading. And maybe you can see if your intuition is guiding you to the same cards that I'm being guided to by my intuition. This will be interesting. So we're starting with the King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I just want to stop there for a minute. I want to feel these energies of like, high court card, male and female energies. It gives me the sense of like parent energies. So I'm getting like, it's almost like a rite of passage. Like a stage in your transformation as an adult. I don't think I'm actually saying this right now, and I'm realizing that this is what I believe. I don't think that you go from childhood to adult only. I feel like there are different transitions within adulthood. Like we have this arbitrary marker of child adult, but I think there should be so many more markers to really describe that journey. And I feel like you're going through one of those markers at a point where you're keeping the knowledge, the worldviews, the advice that your caregivers gave to you growing up, and you're also letting go of what's not serving you anymore and putting your own stamp on your own knowledge. And so there's something very like archetypal about the male and female energies here. Of course, there's a equal spread of kings and queens across the tarot deck. But I feel like in the Queen of Pentacles, which really embodies this like nurturing growth, gentleness, kind of like earthy rooted energy, is very much traditionally associated in the cultures I'm most familiar with in terms of gender identity, which are the American culture and the Filipino culture. These are the cultures my family is rooted in. And then the male kind of King of Swords energy of kind of like embodying that like authoritative intellectual headspace. Think of it this way, as like traditionally we tend to split in many societies the male area as like the orator, the one who is in the logical frame of thinking. This is all about that like rational thought, logic. And then we think of the female energy as being associated with intuition, right? And like knowing of the senses. This is what's coming through to me here. Whether you subscribe to this or reject it, it is complicated for me because I do reject that way of thinking, but it was a way of thinking I was brought up into. So that's really coming through strong for me, that there are traditional structures here at play that you're transitioning from. This is what you're being guided to as you're transitioning from the traditional worldviews you were brought up into. Yeah, so let's bring out some more cards. Three of Swords reversed. This is bringing you a lot of healing, actually. This traditional structure was causing you, like the swords in your heart, causing you a lot of pain. And I feel like you didn't have the tools then to process that there were other ways of thinking, and to also acknowledge that this was the source of your pain. This like strict dichotomy, I guess, between male female identities and roles in the world. But because you're ascending out of that way of thinking, or transitioning out of it, it's healing a great source of pain in your heart that's been there for quite a while, like a thorn in your heart. Let's keep going. Six of Swords, Five of Wands, Four of Swords reversed. So you are definitely leaving this traditional structure in some way or form, if not multiple ways. You might be like, say if you're going off to college, you're like traveling far from this space physically, um, with a little bit of heartache. So the Six of Swords is double the Three of Swords, so it's kind of like a next stage of that manifestation of the Three of Swords, where you get to the point where you recognize that you need to move on to other horizons as part of your healing. Um, and also recognizing that the Three of Swords was telling you all along to get here to this point of the Six of Swords, to leave a situation mentally. It's definitely mentally. It could also be like physically and emotionally as well, because you see the waters often associated with the emotion symbol, and then these figures physically leaving to another shore. This might be significant for some people that you're going to a city, like an urban environment in particular. For some people also, like a European came through for me, European, like an older looking city. This is a difference of opinion that won't have an easy resolve. You'll be locked in this holding pattern, this difference of opinion with that traditional structure that you're leaving. And by the way, this doesn't have to be your literal family members. It can be like representatives of this traditional way of thinking. It could be like a community you're part of, your society just more broadly, or just leaving that thought pattern behind. Yeah, it really could be like this card said, leaving the thought pattern of that gender identity kind of strict confines behind. That might be pretty key to how you see yourself moving on to your next stage. Yeah, an example just hit me. So, because I'm remembering what this card said about clearing out the old to make space for the new vision, that it's like you don't even see it yet, but it's incoming and it needs space to income. If you've been kind of growing up in these strict rules about like this is what men do, this is what women do, and those are the only options, men or women, then it's like it's very hard to vision outside of those strict rules. But there's something in your heart leading you to something else that you can't place your finger on it, and it's like letting go of those strict rules that's going to get you to that vision. So for example, like, there was a time where and maybe it echoes some of your experience, where like women aren't supposed to be astronauts, women aren't supposed to be scientists. Like, that's just not the way women's talents lie, something like that. Some of the nonsense that I grew up with. And so for me personally, it did take a moment, like it did cause me great heartbreak, because I knew that like I was just as capable as anyone else in my class. I didn't know why people were telling me I couldn't do certain things. And it took me to be able to recognize that, oh, you can leave this way of thinking, that I was able to meet my, destiny of going on this academic journey and becoming a PhD. That that was not my childhood dream, because it was not available to me as an option for a childhood dream back then. So this is kind of just to illustrate what's going on in the cards, what you're being guided toward, which is leaving behind specifically a thought pattern, yeah, specifically a form of conditioning from your family or society, culture, however you frame that. It's very difficult, because it feels like a very solo journey for you. You do have companionship, but it's like the numbers are low. It's like, it feels like the odds are against you and no one can come to an agreement, It makes me think of like, yeah, even if there's still love in everyone's hearts for each other in some way, it's like this belief is at odds with each other, and there's just no way of working through that. But people do find ways to resolve conflicting beliefs and the love in their hearts. So, but it does take time. So I'm wondering, let me meditate on the Four of Swords. I'm wondering if that's what it's pointing to. Yeah, I think it's unclear what the outcome will be in terms of resolving this conflict of beliefs. But the advice here is to take that time for yourself at the very least. Um, that's going to serve you. And do you see that the Four of Swords sequentially comes right after the Three of Swords? This is the natural progression that you're being led to, departing, giving yourself space, and having a deep rest. This is like a deep regenerative, restorative, healing rest. And when it's reversed, I tend to feel it, an emphasis on this sword here as like a hard boundary, a like very closed door. So there might be like a hard rule that you make, a hard boundary in terms of like communication or contact. You might say like, okay, we cannot talk about this topic at all. That's my hard boundary. That's all in service of your healing over this situation, this thing you're leaving. Okay, I'm gonna get two more cards from different decks and see what they bring to us. So this one first. Any extra message for the waning gibbous moon? Oh, Nine of Swords reverse. So this is a worry card. You see how the figure is up at 3 a.m., can't sleep, worrying about the daggers over their head. It's in reverse. So it's your worries are going to be like resolving. They're going to be healed, especially through this rest. Yeah, and do you see how like this upside down rest is happening? Similarly between the two cards, you know, like in terms of gravity, these swords can't fall on your head anymore because it's like you're in a different perspective, you're in a different position. Yeah. Another card coming through. Hope. Oh, so lovely. The butterfly and snowdrop. So butterflies might be significant to you. Hummingbirds and butterflies. Yeah, I mean, I think that's very clear. There's a lot of hope in this situation, and you're also being guided to hope. Guided to hope as a healing element in all of this. I want to say there's a lot of blues. Like blues might be something, if you're considering like a wardrobe change or a wall color change, you might consider some shade of blue as like healing and protective for you. Yeah. So if that feels like the end of your message for you, then I think it's pretty complete there, that you are being guided out of this way of being, and specifically I think it's a thought pattern, like a social construction of a worldview that you're leaving. It's very difficult. It's very transformative. Oh yeah, butterfly represents transformation too. But there's a lot of hope. Your guides have got your back. It's going to resolve a lot of like anguish and anxiety and worries and pain in your life, and that's a very beautiful journey that you're on. But if you feel like you're being drawn to one of these three cards, I'm going to say these two, the Nine of Swords reversed, the Hope card, and I have to say, oof, I'm being drawn to the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords as a pair. So I'm going to make this the third option. So you can jump ahead in the chapters to any one of these, and we'll call this like the first branch, the second branch, and the third branch of the waning gibbous moon. Um, yeah, and I'll see you there. Hi again, waning gibbous moon. Pile, and you are branching off into the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords. We're going to get a further detailed reading with this Woodland Warden's deck. Ooh, there's randomly a tarot card in here. I feel like we need to take it. Oh, the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Honestly, that's never happened. When life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. Oh, this really does speak to your journey here. You're starting off on something new and beautiful that at the same time it's leading away from the home that you knew, but also leading to your home where you really like feel that sense of home. So home is important here. And also that theme of transformation reappears here with transformation from lemons to lemonade. So there's very much like a study or a business, there's a like a material world career track element. Hi again, guys. So interesting thing happened. I went back during the editing process and found that the audio for the rest of this reading and the next branch had got compromised in some way. It was just kind of cutting out a lot. You couldn't even hear the message. But then the audio was fine again for the whole next set of readings. So I'm taking that as a sign that I need to redo your reading. Something has shifted in between then and now. And your message, therefore, has also shifted slightly. So let's continue up until the point where the audio remained true. And then add up some more messages onto that. So I'm already seeing this one came through. Patience. Strangely, this is very similar to the next card I had pulled last time. I won't go into last time anymore, but very similar, but also seeing slightly different vibes coming in with that. So I want to actually reach in and read this interpretation for you from the book. So it says bobcats are stealthy hunters, blending easily into their environment. Oh, I feel like something so strongly with that sentence about you blending into your environment and like kind of laying in wait. They are independent creatures who can wait for hours for their prey, pouncing up to 10 feet at the right moment. The blackthorn is a thorny shrub covered in bittersweet berries called sloes. Associated with overcoming obstacles, the blackthorn's sharp spines provide shelter to vulnerable birds. Oh, something there about protecting others as well in your vicinity. According to lore, if blackthorn berries are plentiful, the coming winter will be severe. Traditionally harvested in late autumn, sloes provide nourishment in the form of jams, wines, and other hearty treats with which to patiently pass a harsh winter. Interesting. So you are getting a timing message with this one, specifically to the winter months, like the next winter. I'm recording this, it's winter in the northern hemisphere. So this is referring to a year from now, or even sooner, at that transition from autumn to winter, which is technically in December. So it's kind of calling to you to start preparing for that time. Possibly that's when you make your transition to leave this path and go to the next. It's calling to you to like to make your stalks ready. So like harvesting the berries in the summer, turning them into jam so that it will last you through the winter. This is what you're being guided to do right now to prepare for what you're being guided to do in the longer term. It continues to say, a difficult journey ahead requires preparation and patience. Channel the bobcat's stealth and pack plenty of provisions. Ration your sustenance carefully, remembering that berries are often sweetest after a hard frost. And the reflection question is, how might I mentally prepare such that I can survive when supplies are low? So this message is definitely preparing you. I want to kind of avoid scaring you. That's kind of like an intense message. This message comes through because it's overall a message of success, that you're going to get through this winter just fine. You're going to write it out just perfectly. But it does entail a little bit of discipline starting now in terms of very small, simple things that you do day by day. For example, you choose the more cost-effective brand of a product. You know, I mean, don't sacrifice on your health or anything like that. But like, say you were deciding you wanted to get this $1,000 vacuum, right? It's calling you to like maybe get the $500 vacuum and save that extra $500 for the winter time. You have enough. You have enough right now to start doing that. You have whatever extra you have, it will be enough to get you through the winter. So just do this comfortably in your own range of ability, but just do it comfortably. Also steadily. So like every paycheck, for example, you saved your 10%, or every time you go to the grocery, you set a budget. And it's just to make sure you don't go outside of your bounds, because whatever is extra should go towards the winter. Because it's going to be so beneficial for you. This is not like a survival situation. This is like your escape plan, basically. Yeah, I can see how this would have needed to come in as urgent guidance. Something about the purples too is drawing me. So if you are guided by the color purple in any way, pay attention to that. That will help you. Okay, let's get one more card, I feel like. Wow. So this is actually the card that came up the first time around. So it is kind of doubling down actually on this message. So cool. I think I remember the message here, so I'm just going to emphasize what I thought was important, which was the lizard. You see, stagnation is similar to patience. It's kind of like the bobcat is more of the predator laying in wait, preparing to make its move. The lizard is more of the prey who has evasive strategies to avoid becoming the prey. So basically, the lizard will drop its tail if it's become stuck. Even in this pitcher plant, like the plant is actually the predator in this scenario. So the lizard will drop its tail and it can easily grow a new one. So I saw that as you dropping one aspect of your identity so that you can leave a situation, and then with the trust that you're going to regrow a new, even more magical aspect to your identity. So you see how the tail here is like blue, and it's almost like that would have never happened if the lizard hadn't dropped its tail in the first place. It would have never had this magical looking blue tail to take its place. So yeah, it's like the situation, it feels like you're going to be sacrificing something, but you're going to be gaining so much more, specifically in terms of your position or your identity regarding that position. So very cool that there was some duplication of message, but also like an emphasis on timing as well. And I'm wishing you so much love on that journey. It's really going to be a good one. Um, I just noticed actually how many cups are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, something about the Seven of Cups energy too. So the Seven of Cups energy is about having many options and being able to discern which is the right one for you. That's why you need to be patient and really take your time on this decision. Make your move slowly so that you pass through all the 6 cups to the 1 cup that is really yours. Yeah. Okay, so if you enjoyed the reading, please hit the like button. I would love for you to subscribe and see you back here again for more guidance. And if you have a question or a thought that you want to share in the comments, please feel free to do that. I would love to read it, and hoping you continue to work with love in everything you do. High second branch of the waning gibbous moon reading. So, I actually recorded this reading several days ago, and in the editing process, I found that the audio was gone. And so, whenever there's a technical difficulty, I always take it as a sign that something has shifted in the energy or the path, and the reading needs to also shift. Because I do kind of like record these and then post them several days later. So, yeah, kind of frustrating, but also kind of exciting. I'm curious how the message might have shifted already for you. So again, we started with the waning gibbous moon, which was about learning what to release to make room for a great expansion coming your way. And I am remembering that you are being guided. I don't know if I said it this way at the time, but you're definitely in this branch being guided to let go of an anxiety or several anxieties or thought patterns that you have, specifically to do with like anxious thoughts that keep you awake at night and keep you in the state of like self-doubt. So the card before this, the Eight of Swords, is all about self-limiting beliefs and self-doubts. And it's almost like those self-doubts might have started small, but now it's like eating away at your sense of like value. It's to the point where it's really like altering the way that you're able to express your power and to be in the world, and that's what you're being guided to release. I can't stop looking at this little bird. It looks like a hummingbird to me that's looking over you as you're doing this. And it's like, I'm gonna say she, it feels like she to me. It's like she is like your cheerleader, like she's always over you, kind of like cheering you on. And it's like, yes, yes, keep going, you're doing great. Yeah, I didn't expect to be reading that little bird, but that is definitely coming through. So let's see what more can our branch learn about what they need to release in their anxieties and how to release it. So you have the Six of Cups. There's something in the past specifically that's fueling your anxieties, like the deep past. Because I'm drawn to this fish underwater. It's like underneath the surface. And so it's like you're still feeling the ripples of this emotion, but it's like you don't see the fish. It's like you're not pinpointing what's underneath it. It's because it's something so deep in your past, like from childhood, that has yet to surface, and it can surface and it will surface with intention from you. And again, you have your guiding bird here cheering you on through this. So I'm heavily feeling the message that you are being guided through this. There are clear signs all around you. That's probably why you're here, because you see the signs, but you're like, what does it all mean? Stick to those signs and develop that language with your guides, because it really is leading you down this path to, it's a very difficult path, because you're kind of blind here. They're helping you surface a deep memory that is kind of like a deep thorn in your heart that is rippling out into these anxieties now in your adult life. So you're being called to heal that. The Magician in reverse. Oh, so cute. Yeah, what is this? Wisteria or like purple flowers? That would be one of your signs for some people out there. And your signs are coming in your dreams. Hmm. Follow it's kind of like following your heart, like follow your emotions, like get fine-tuned with them, like, oh, this feels great, oh, this feels not so great. That's your compass, and it's leading you through this situation. So you might be really caught up mentally or visually with like, what are the signs and how do I interpret them? What does this purple flower mean? And your message is more like, let your heart tell you what it means. Connect to your heart rather than your brain to know what it means. There's like a human hand embracing the magician dog's resting face. There's so much care here from your guides. There's so much like love and nurturing on this path. The gentleness, there's so much gentleness. Do you maybe have anxieties in that come into your, like, not just keep you awake at night, but come into your dreams as well? Like you have nightmares, your guides um, often help guide you out of your nightmares within the dream space. Kind of cool. Wow. Um, but they can do this, they can help you much better if you listen, if you develop your listening ear. So possibly you have like clairaudience abilities, which means that you can hear messages from your guides. It might sound more like it's in your voice. I know this because this is how I learned it for myself too. That it often sounds like my voice, but it has a very different tone to it. So a lot of my anxious thoughts sound like, what about this? What about that? Oh my God, am I gonna survive this? Am I gonna survive that? That's like all me in my anxiety brain. But when my guides come through, it's like one sentence that's very clear. And it's something like, um, you matter. Like it's very simple. Like you deserve this. It's very simple and general, and it's just very clear in like one sentence. And it's just kind of, I wouldn't say authoritative, but like there's no fretting about the wording or anything. It's just one clear message. That's how it comes in for me. I felt compelled to share that with you as a way to help you discern what is your clear audience guidance coming into you. It might sound a little different. It might there are times where I hear in like uh different voices, but most often it's my own like internal head voice. Yeah, this one is this reading is very much focused on helping you release your anxieties, and your guides are showing you the way to do that because it's very specific to a personal thing in your past that is coloring a habit of thought or a way of thinking now in your adult life that is chaining you down, really like holding you back in fear and anxiety. And it's kind of like this thing where the brain, this is specific to past trauma, where the brain will file it differently than other memories. And so it can feel like it's not over, like it's always happening in some ways, if you get triggered. So it's kind of like that energy where they're going to help you file this past thing away to the right place so that it's not always activating you into the situation over and over again. There's something more with the magician. I don't know if you noticed, but we pulled it in reverse, and then I felt compelled to leave it in upright because I felt like that reverse message came through already. I feel like there's another message in the upright for you. This is the energy that you're stepping into. This is like incredible leadership, innovative, and manifesting type of energy where you have all of the elements as your resources to be used to bring something big into fruition in the world. Oh, that's what it is that the anxieties and this one past thing linked to the anxieties is really inhibiting you from embracing this magician energy, which is where this is the path that you're being guided to. This is the whole direction on your compass is towards the magician energy. So you might want to read up more on the magician card and see if there's something that resonates there for you. But yeah, this is the path that you're on. It's leading to the magician. You as the magician energy. And that's number one in the tarot deck. So it's kind of like taking the first step on your soul plan, your soul mission. Yeah, I think that's the message now for you. And so I'm wishing you so much love on this difficult but really promising journey. You have everything you need. You have all the tools you need. You have all the guidance you need to work your way through this. And if you enjoyed the reading, please hit the like button. I would love to see you again for more guidance. So please feel free to subscribe. If you have a question or comment, you can use the comment space to put that in there. I'd love to read it, and hoping you continue to work with love. Hi, waning gibbous moon branch 3. So if you were in the other branches, you've already heard the story that I did a reading. I completed the readings for this group, this whole waning gibbous moon group, and something happened with the audio several days later when I was doing the editing, where it was all the audio was gone. So I usually take any kind of disruption as a sign to redo the reading because something in the energy or the path has shifted. And so I'm redoing your message as well. And what's a little bit different about yours is I'm not reusing the deck that I used the first time around. Felt really compelled to just pull from this Therapets deck because as I was laying out your cards again, I just felt very simply that you're being guided to hope, and you're being guided to messages of hope. So look out for messages of hope all around you, speaking to you. Your guides are sending these to you. Anything that like literally has the word hope in it, well, it should stand out to you. And so I'm going to very simply pull out 3 cards from this deck. This one already wanted to come out and give you some messages of comfort and hope from our animal friends. So every time you thought life would defeat you, you were wrong. That's your first message of hope coming in. Let's get another message of hope for our group. You can do the thing. That's so cute. I love these cards. Yeah, let's get one more message of hope. And no one else knows what they're doing either. It's all going to turn out fine. I don't know why these animals fill me with so much joy. Like, thank you to the author of this deck. It's just way too cute. But I'm going to leave these simply in their own words for you to take as your message, your starting messages of hope. You have so much more coming in from your guides. Just keep your eyes open. They're going to be sending you messages of hope through this entire thing that you're doing. You're going to be constantly getting messages of hope, and you're never going to be left alone with that. And so myself want to wish you well on your path, wishing you a lot of hope and love on this journey. It's all going to turn out fine. It's all going to turn out fine. It's all going to turn out great, is what I want to say too. And if you like the reading, please hit the like button. If you want to come back for more guidance, please subscribe so you can catch the next reading I put out. I feel compelled to say, like, I take requests too. So if you want a certain topic of reading, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that. And if you have a question or comment that you want to share, please put that in the comment section. I'd love to read it, and hoping you continue to work with love. Hi, Return to Source group. You were drawn to this very beautiful card, Return to Source, full of purples and blues, and it matches very well with this deck we're going to use here. And I just noticed that the heart space, the heart chakra, is illuminated as well in this figure. And you also were drawn to this green-gray kind of moss agate. Spiky stone is not the official name, but that's how I have named it in my heart. Yeah, so we're going to do a reading on what you are being guided to. You're being guided to, and it sounds like, return to source. So I just really quickly want to open up the interpretation to see if the authors have left you any clues on further what you're being guided to. And you can see, like, this soul is like, the spirit is on a journey. They're definitely being guided to something that's very unfamiliar to us on the physical plane. So you are being guided joyously to something. I'm so curious. And it says, letting go allows me to begin anew. Completions and endings hold a unique energy. As the final stage in the never-ending cycle of life, death is the last letting go of a life experience. This is the process that brings any creative endeavor to a close. After a time of inspiration, growth, and sharing your gifts, you are being asked to let go of what has run its course. If something has lost its vital force, but you have kept holding on to it, now is the time to bless and disconnect from it. Give it a proper celebration and burial. The magic of this stage lies in keeping the faith and belief that in death we return to source. A new conception, pregnancy, and birth await you. You are opening up a portal to new and vibrant endeavors. By releasing what has fulfilled its purpose, you can rest and look forward to fresh possibilities. But right now, you must fully acknowledge the conclusion of this present adventure with gratitude and reverence, and then disengage to honor the ever ongoing cyclical process. And the journal prompt is, what in my life am I no longer inspired by, but continue to put my time and efforts towards? Yeah. So for you, it's not necessarily like literally talking about death and rebirth, but really it's talking about that idea in multiple manifestations of life. And as I was reading, I did feel that there are a couple people kind of going through the grieving process and trying to understand the death of a loved one and reconcile that for themselves and kind of understand like what it means to their life right now. So there's something there for you in that, but also for more people, I felt that this was very much like a, how do I explain it? Like, I'm thinking of like that quiet quitting energy at work, where it's just like, it's almost like your zest for life is the thing that has died. And it's like, it's like zombie mode, right? It's like you're not inspired anymore. You don't feel vivacious and vibrant and alive. And so it's kind of like directing you toward, you're being guided to let go of that that job that is like a literal kind of death of your spirit, um, or like undead experience of your spirit if it's putting you in zombie mode. Yeah, because I was as I was reading that, I just felt like the office zombie vibes really strong. So I don't know if it's something like you're already in your career and you're considering going back to get like a degree. That's a strong possibility I'm feeling. Also, like maybe you've chosen a major or a direction in life and you thought you could do it to like please your parents or something like that. And now you're like, no, I can't do it. I'm a zombie doing this. So, this is kind of more the energy that this pile is speaking to. Oh, sorry, it's got blurry. But again, for like one or two people, who are working through kind of like going through a spiritual awakening and revisiting their beliefs of life, death, and what happens afterwards, there's something here for you as well. So we're going to start with this reading as together, and then we're going to branch off into three more detailed readings to what you're being guided to. So we're starting here with the Queen of Wands reversed, the Knight of Wands upright, and the Four of Pentacles. This is the job, this is the thing you're holding on to for security. And it's like every part of you is trying to cling on to this. And it's all your energy can do. It's all you can focus on is just holding on to all the coins. And it's like you're not even able to live your life because of that. The Queen of Wands energy is out of balance for you. Like this is who you are. This is how you should be living your life, like vibrant, alive, full of passion, full of inspiration, inspiring others, going for your goals, clear vision, momentum. There's so much fire and energy in the Queen of Wands card. Creating things. Yeah, this is not happening right now because it's in the reverse. And with the Knight of Wands, I feel like this is literally a person who you meet like at a bar or something, and I am getting a male energy actually with this. It's not always the male energy, but someone who has like that male. It doesn't need to be someone who identifies as male, but has this very kind of like male associated kind of like I'm gonna go conquer the world. I'm gonna create this, this, and this, and I'm gonna love doing it, and it almost sounds reckless, but then they go off and they do it, and you're like, you're still at your job, and you're like, what? I thought I was doing it right. I thought by plugging away at this job, I was living my life the way I should have. And then you meet this person who finds a lot of success following their heart, almost brazenly, almost like foolishly, and you're like, kind of jealous, but you're also like, maybe I want to do that. And it's like you're starting to recognize that part of yourself that's like you want to embrace this Knight of Wands energy that will lead you back to the Queen of Wands energy, who you're supposed to be, who you are. But it's a little bit like the flame has like one of those little like old-timey bell covers on them. It's kind of like squelching out your flame, which is your job. um, yeah. I mean, this is a very hard transition. It's so monumental, but it's so full. It's so full of everything that you wanted. So that's why it's hard. And any more guidance? Wow, the High Priestess. Whoa, Justice. What? Three of Wands. This opportunity is waiting for you to seize it. It's out there. I wonder if you've seen it and you just were like, not really committing yet. But it's like out there waiting for you. Yeah, is this a program maybe that you're like, wow, if only I could be like that person and just do that program. Maybe this person is from that program and you're like, I want to do that, but you're not allowing yourself to. I think that you've seen already your potential. You vision yourself in your wildest dreams as this Queen of Wands energy, but little do you recognize that you are. Those aren't just dreams. That's your soul calling you back to the source of the Queen of Wands energy, which is you. And it's paired to the High Priestess, so it's like double. It's like, yeah, multiplied this energy. The High Priestess is a little bit more like grounded though, but like think of them as a team. And I'm gonna get to the Justice card in a bit because it's like a team of three. But okay, the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands first. It's like you have this fiery passion and you want to manifest this creative ideas, and you have all these like, you're like overflowing with ideas and you're ready to pitch them at the meeting table. And like people are like, where do you get all these ideas? Where do they come from? This is where they come from. The High Priestess, you're very connected intuitively. You have that third eye that you're able to, I don't think you acknowledge it as a third eye, but you're able to like see the way something should be arranged, or see the path forward, or see the potential in like a product. If you're like involved with product making, this is you kind of like meditating and seeing and like and translating the idea from source to the material world. You're translating it mentally, you're putting the plans together, and then this is what's being blocked. You are connected to this. This is the, it can be developed more, but you are already still connected to this. This is the one that's blocked, is taking those ideas, getting the funding, starting the Kickstarter, putting it into practice. And the Justice card is like another piece of this pair. So I'm going to take these two first, because this is within you working already. And so I wonder if are you already in a legal field? And it's like you feel like you have potential to do more. It's like, oh, this is just an example. Like, say you're in the police. It's a branch of the law, right? But it's like, no, I don't want to enforce the law anymore. I want to change the laws, like that. And it's like you go back to school to like rewrite the laws, something like that. You have a keen attachment. It's not attachment, it's like this is part of your soul's mission, soul guiding you around justice, truth, honesty, balancing the scales, facing injustices, problem solving. Like, remember when I said the High Priestess is about envisioning the thing that doesn't exist here, or that needs to be manifested. You see, it's like you're in this field and you see the problem. Yeah, you can see the injustices where other people can't. You just need this energy to do something about them. And it feels strongly that it's like hurting your soul that you're not able to do something about it in your position now. And you're really being called to change that, because you are meant to do something about it. You're not wrong. You already know this. And that's why it feels so strong in you, because you're being called to it. Yeah. Incredible. I want to get a couple more cards so that we can select our next piles. Ooh, this one popped out. Loyalty. That feels so strongly like with the justice card for me. Loyalty. And I think, yeah, this deck. Okay, I guess that one. The Ten of Swords in reverse. And it says hurt people and hurt witches, hurt witches. So something about like, if we're sticking with that theme of the law and justice and pain, it reminds me of an interview I heard with a police officer who does work by getting in touch with her intuition, and she said that she operates kind of differently because suddenly through her experience she could see that the criminals were actually just like hurt people who were like, they suffered in their own way. And when you see it that way, it's hard to see black and white in the justice system. So she's still like operating in the justice system, but in a different capacity. It's reminding me of that story, actually. And if you want me to share you where that came from, it's a podcast, then leave a comment and I'll do that. Yeah. I don't want to stay too hard on the legal system example though, because that's not going to be everyone who listens to this, because I also hear the like entrepreneurship and the corporation type of examples coming through as well, so those will ring true for people too. But again, the common denominator is that social inequity, social justice, and problem solving, and having the passion and the hope to see it through. Loyalty, it's like, it's making me think that you might be staying in this position out of loyalty. So loyalty is like your strength because you're also loyal to the truth, but it's also like holding you back. So this loyalty card is calling you to become loyal to yourself first and foremost, rather than an institution, and even rather than the truth. Yeah, it's saying becoming loyal to yourself, because it's like you embody these values. So trusting yourself and what you decide to enact those values. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to branch off now to the finer detailed readings. So if this was the end of the reading for you, sending you on with so much love on this journey. It's a wonderful journey that you're being guided to connect to source, your original kind of soul, passion, creative energy in partnership with your intuitive abilities and your sense of truth and justice in the world. This is like a powerful trio that you have on hand, and you're going to be doing great things. Follow your passion, trust in yourself, because this is not the end of the road for you. This is not your life purpose, and you will be finding that opportunity in your own time when you're ready. You're being guided to that. It'll be hard to ignore. Let me put it that way. So we're going to go ahead next with, I really think we need to do the Justice card. Yeah. So the first branch off will be the Justice card. And then the next will be the Ten of Swords reversed. And then the last will be the Loyalty card. So if one or more of these cards were speaking to you, I'll see you in the branch off readings next. Hi again, return to source pile, and now you've branched off into the Justice reading. And so we're going to get a little bit finer detail on what you're being guided to. And I felt that I wanted to get a couple cards from this Sacred Cycles deck. Get more guidance on what your finer details of what you're being guided to are all about. And then you also got Summer. So I think these are very much speaking to timing. There are some places to look for your opportunities, and that's the summer months, as well as the solar eclipses. I would say this year, 2024, and next year, look to those for guidance or confirmation to what you're being directed to. Is there a solar eclipse in summer? I'm not really sure. But maybe that's something you can look up. The ones I remember are like, I think in April and later in the year, but if there's a solar eclipse in summer, then that would be a key date for you. It's the timeless reading though, so whenever you're finding this, take these directions as you see fit in your life now. And then, okay, I want to get a couple cards from here too. Okay, here's one. There's another one. This one. So you have the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. This seems really like echoes kind of the vastness of this card. You even have the starry skies there, but it's also the sea. Ooh, the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So there is an awakening going on for, in some formats for the people here too in this pile. Yeah. So yeah, you're slowly getting more and more comfortable as you're awakening to your intuition, and it's like your soul is seeing things in a different way. It's really directly related to what you've experienced, like injustices that you witnessed and experienced in the very physical structure of the way we know our lives, that have shaped you. It has shaped you, but it's also those experiences have lifted you out of your existing perception into another perception, to the point where it's like you're integrating those things in a new way, to the point where you can maneuver and navigate through them and like problem solve them in a way you never thought you could before, and also in a way that other people can't. So you have a great skill with this. With this bringing unconscious to light, it makes me think of like, first you bring your own unconscious to light, and then you bring other people's unconscious to light. It's like I said before with this card, like with the High Priestess, you see injustices, like forms of injustice that aren't even legally recognized, that it's shifting your definition of what justice and injustice means. You're seeing that the scales are imbalanced in an area that like no one's taking care of, and that unconsciousness has been brought to your light, and you're advocating, you're like showing everyone else like, this is what's happening, and we need to do something about it. That's really cool. That's really like earth shifting. Yeah, I mean, I have to say that you're being guided to something very profound in your like soul's mission in being here. Your awakening is very much tied up into service to others. You're being activated at this time to step into that role to serve others who need your help. Many others, yeah. So yeah, this could be like a path of education that's going to open up more possibilities to you. Education is a tool, and it just seems like you're going to be gathering tools on this journey to speak to certain injustices, to help balance certain scales. And you have unique skills innately already to bring to that battle. And if you're wondering about pursuing a degree, this would be yes. Like, it's just another tool in your toolbox. It's going to open up more pathways, more opportunities to do what you need to do. Yeah. Um, yeah, if that okay, I'm gonna end it there. If that's the end of your reading, then I'm wishing you so much luck and joy on this journey. It's a great one. And I hope you enjoy every moment of it because it's fabulous to see it unfold in what limited scope I'm seeing it unfold. And it's not just about the destination, it's about this whole like activation time is like so transformative, and it's beautiful. It's like, like when you go to another part of the world you've never been to before and you see like a natural landscape and you're just in awe. That's what's happening with your soul and your awakening right now. Like, just like feel the awe of that. Sometimes check in with yourself because this is an incredible time for you. um yeah, and but you can check out the one or more of the other branches if you were drawn to them. There might be messages for you there. But if this is the end, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please hit the like button if you did. Please subscribe. I would love to see you back here for more guidance on this wonderful journey you're on, returning to source. And if you have a question or comment, feel free to leave it in the video space, and I'd be happy to read it. So I'll see you in the next one. Hi again, Return to Source group, and you were drawn to this Ten of Swords in reverse, and we're going to get a little bit more detailed message about what you're being guided to with this card than this card. So we already started with you kind of like making a transformative shift in your life. And the Ten of Swords reversed, it was like seeing the unpleasant things in life in a different way. Like hitting a moment of realization of like where pain comes from, where pain goes, how it kind of cycles through our other social institutions and arrangements. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there because Mocha has just confirmed that message, so we'll just leave it at that. And okay, Mocha's gonna stay with us for this one. Yeah, let's get a couple more cards on what further details can guide us into understanding this message. One more card, I think. Yeah, be this one. So you have Innocence, the Mouse and Buttercup, and so I immediately feel that you're going to be standing up for innocent souls, people who are innocent in some way. I first really felt children. So maybe this is something to do with children's rights or advocacy. But it could also be like people who are like falsely accused and who are like innocent in a justice kind of sense. Animals too, maybe animals being innocent. Mocha just made me think that. So cute. And then you also get the Coyote and Datura with Deceit. Yeah, let me leave it there for now and go to the guidebook and see if there's a message in there that speaks to you, although I do feel something. the relationship between these two cards, the innocent and the deceitful one. Yeah, this is making me, I mean, we are on that, like, in the first reading, we did talk about injustices and crime, hurting people. So it's like digging deeper into like seeing the relationship between the one who does deceit and the one who is innocent. If that's making sense to you, you have a unique way of being able to understand this dynamic. Yeah, you're not going to color within the lines of this one. You're not going to adhere to the traditional ways of seeing this. And that's going to give you a way of seeing beyond it, like seeing out of it. There's a 37 here, so I don't know if that's significant to you in terms of like timing and age. And then also the 0 here is like the liminal space between numbers, like, and also the infinite, so kind of just that like period where you're like transitioning, not yet starting, but transitioning. In the Victorian language, this is for the coyote in Datura, deceit. In the Victorian language of flowers, Datura warns of deceitful charms. It's a beautiful flower, but extremely poisonous and said to be an ingredient in the salve that allows witches to fly on their broomsticks. Likewise, coyotes are often depicted as tricksters, known for their slyness and cunning. Beware of the charming stranger. Before opening up to someone new, consider what they may have to gain from your trust. And I feel like you already have these skills. That's what makes you different. You're able to kind of like sniff out the unassuming, deceitful character. Yeah. Now is the time to trust your instincts. If your gut is telling you that something isn't right, heed the warning. This is like the High Priestess card that you got. You have strong gut instincts. You have strong intuitive abilities. Listen to that because it's stronger than many other people's. Whom can I trust? How do I show others I am worthy of their trust? Yeah, sorry to keep going back to the police example, but it's almost like that. It's like you've gone through you've witnessed some things, and you've gained this very unique perspective from it that many others don't have. It's very unique. It's very valuable. At the same time, like staying with the police example, it's like you notice there's a distrust of the system and you're part of that system. It's calling you to think through how people see and trust you as well, because that's a key part of your work that you're being called to do. You'll need the trust of those innocent who can't really discern between like you and the coyote, as well as you can. Yeah, that just came through specifically. Yeah, and in that more like corporate business type of example, what's coming through is like people who would invest in your product but use it for like their own gain, not have the same values that align with you, maybe exploit innocent others. So you want to make sure that use your instinct to be sure that you're partnering with people, specifically people more powerful or like who are investing in the company, that align with your values, because there are deceitful characters being attracted to your idea and seeing it for a different potential, an exploitative potential. So there is a vulnerability there, but you have strong intuitive instinctual powers to sort that out. Don't trust it, don't doubt yourself. That's the only advice. For the Mouse and Buttercup, innocence. Like the Fool in the tarot deck, the Mouse and Buttercup is numbered 0. Both cards mark the start of a journey, and both remind us that we have much to learn. Mice are grounded and innocent, yet anyone who has dealt with a mouse in the house knows they are determined and highly adaptable. The mouse is paired with the humble buttercup, a symbol of childhood innocence. Have you ever held a buttercup under your chin? According to centuries-old children's game, if the reflection of the flower glows yellow on your skin, it reveals that you like butter. Cute. You may be embarking on a journey or starting down a new path. Remember that innocence and a lack of understanding are not negative qualities. Instead, they remind us of our capacity for growth, adaptability, and learning. If you're feeling this very strongly at this moment, I'm going to read you the reverse. You may be unprepared for what you undertake. Consider how you might adapt and learn to better lay the groundwork for future endeavors. What do I hope to learn on this new path? What potential dangers should I look out for? Interesting. Yeah, it matches very well here about watching out for potential dangers, using your instinct. There's a bit of you that's like, you're able to access both of these energies. You're able to know what it feels like to be the innocent, embarking on a new journey and lacking understanding. You know what it means to be in this energy of being able to see and exploit those vulnerabilities. Like you're able to get into the headspace of both and understand how it works. That's why it's like you have a great perspective. You're a translator between the two. That's why you see it so differently. You have access to answers that not everyone does. Am I missing something here? So, okay, what are you being guided to? Return to source, embrace your power, shift your path, because your soul is calling you to this path in terms of mitigating between innocence and deceit, and the cycle of pain that kind of cycles between these energies. This is what you're being guided to, and translate that into whatever like personal form you've been seeing this relate to. I was really heavy on the law and policing and corporate examples, but you can translate for yourself if this applies elsewhere, because the common denominator is you have this unique vision. You see how these elements work. This is like your special thing. Like you are like an expert in this. This is where you fit in. You can lock into a team, and you're like, I got this corner covered. You know all about this. Yeah. I feel like it's pretty complete with that message. So I feel like that was it, what you needed to hear. So I really hope that it landed on you somewhere. If you felt drawn to the other branches for this reading, feel free to check them out. But if this is the end of your reading, then thank you for joining me on this journey. I mean, you're out on something very incredible, and I'm wishing you all the luck and love on this process, because you're going to be doing some heavy lifting and you're up to it. It's going to make such a shift in the world. And if you like the reading, please hit the like button. If you have a question or comment, feel free to use the video space for that. If you want to get more guidance, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you back. And with that, sending you off with love into the world. Hi again, Return to Source group, and you were drawn to this branch with this card, Loyalty, the Hound and Pair. And of course, I had to bring out the Dog Tarot deck to help us get into the finer details of what your message is here. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's read the Hound and Pair description. So it's number 23. It says the hound is the ultimate symbol of loyalty and friendship. Stories abound in folklore and throughout history of dogs protecting their companions, saving children, there's an echo there in the previous branch that I read, and alerting their masters to danger. The legend of Saint Guinefort is one such story. The 13th century French greyhound saved his owner's infant son from an attack by a viper. When the owner came upon the scene, he found Guinefort with the bloody jaws sitting beside an empty cradle. Believing the hound to be the murderer, the owner killed Guinefort. Only later, when he heard his son's cries and discovered him beneath the cradle next to the dead snake, did he realize his tragic mistake. Like the faithful hound, the pair is a symbol of care and affection. Often given as a gift, it is sweet but easily bruised, requiring tenderness from its handler. Yeah, a lot coming through with that. So there's something here about you being kind of that loyal dog, defending the innocent, defending children in specific. There's a little bit of a misunderstanding about your method for doing so. It's like how the dog was misjudged to be the murderer. I'm not going to say it's that extreme, but it's more the message that you have an unorthodox way of dealing with threats that not everyone can understand or agree with. There's going to be confusion around that, but it will sort itself out. You're like kind of like pushing a paradigm shift here with the way that you see the world uniquely. Yeah, so just a confirmation, if you feel like, why don't people see it this way? Am I like wrong? No, it's just that people don't see it this way because they don't have the same abilities that you do, the same background that you're here to offer, to shift those ways of thinking. So let's start there and get some more message about what you're being guided to with this. What is this? The Four of Wands. Lovely. This is a rite of passage. This is a celebration. You're up leveling. This is like a graduation to me. This is what you're being guided to. New job, new career, graduating, career shift possibly. Two of Wands. And then keep your mind open to the possibilities, because there's actually a role for you that either hasn't been invented yet, or you haven't seen it yet because it's kind of rare. But yeah, this came in very clear. I don't even need to like meditate on it that long. You're being guided to up level your skills in a practical way, certificate or school, degree, professional training, something like that. And it's going to be quick and successful, joyful, wonderful. If you're doubting, if you're like unsure where to go with a decision in terms of like skills training or degrees, it's just like a clear, resounding yes. You know, like for me, I see that it's full of blessings, and it opens a portal to your new job opportunity, your new direction, which will align in its own time. So when you start this school or training, you're not going to know what this is. But by the time you end to the time that you're like on the job market, somewhere in between there, it will all align. There's like timing here at play. So just don't worry about that. Kind of just like go for it. Follow your intuition. Keep your eyes on the signs that are guiding you and just follow it. It's leading you to a career change, a new job, a new opportunity that is meant for you. Yeah, you have to be guided because you can't really see it if it doesn't exist yet, right? Yeah, that was really quick and easy. I kind of want to close off with one more of this therapist's message. since we're on the theme of the animals, I see this one. Every time you thought life would defeat you, you were wrong. So, yeah, if you're feeling like this is overwhelming, just remember how strong you are. And you didn't get this far by accident, and you can go even further. Like, you have the skills. This thing that's on your mind will not defeat you. Because nothing has yet. Yeah. Nothing will. Um, yeah, this is great. So this is like a guidance for you to keep on your path, follow your intuition. You have strong intuition, you have strong guidance, and you have opportunities waiting for you on the other side. And so I'm going to wish you so much love on that journey. If you like this reading, please hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, please do. And I would love to keep giving you guidance on this journey. And if you have a question or comment, feel free to leave it in the video space, and I can help you out with that. So hoping you continue to work with love on your journey, and I'll see you in the next time.